Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a wonderful day. In today's video we're going to just try out a makeup look. Most of the products that I'm going to be using today I have never tried, so we're gonna start off with moisturizer, and the moisturizer that I have today is the Glow Recipe Plump Hyaluronic Acid Cream. I haven't tried this before. I have tried things from Glow Recipe. The one thing I've tried from Glow Recipe is their face wash. So I'm just going to take this little face brush and dip it in here and put this on my face. This did come in my May BoxyCharm. Most of the products today I'm going to use came in my May BoxyCharm. I don't even think I did an unboxing for you guys. I might have did it as a short. I'm not sure, but I know I didn't do a try on. This little brush comes in handy so I don't have to dip my finger in the jar. The camera has cut off my forehead a little. So while the moisturizer soaks in, we can work on the... Now I can't decide what palette I want to use, but I'm just gonna grab the palette directly in front of me. So here is the iconic London Beachside Babe palette. I already swatched this palette. It is on a short, but I'll show you the inside, and then I'll show you our second choice palette. That's palette number 1, and our second palette is from Fenty Beauty. It is the Balm Pose Mega Mix Eyeshadow Palette. It is a more neutral, pinky type palette. I haven't actually swatched this one yet, but I do know this Mega Mix palette is 3 of her smaller palettes put into one palette. So if I turn this over in the back, you can see each quad. So we have the Fuzzy Quad, which is the more pinks. In the middle, we have the Fenty Glow. And towards the end, we have the Hot Chocolate. I think I'm going to go to the Beachside palette from Iconic London, just because it is giving me more of a summer vibe, and it is June now and it is hot and I feel like a summer vibe. So for my eyeshadow primer, I am going to use the Item Beauty Air Hug Concealer in the shade 2, and I'm gonna do this one eye on camera, one eye off camera. I just find this to be easier to use concealer, especially when the concealer is not my correct shade. It is just easier to use it up is to use it as an eye primer. I'm going to take this sponge and tap it in on my eye. Actually, we are dripping, so I didn't wet my beauty blender by accident, so I'm gonna wet it with some setting spray. This setting spray is from Cab Cosmetics. It's a hydrating setting mist. Cab Cosmetics is Kim Zolciak's brand. If you used to watch The Real Housewives of Atlanta, she was on there for like 6 seasons. I'm just gonna get this stamp, and then we'll use that to tap in the eye primer. And then I'm going to take this flower setting powder from Bakerie. You all have a problem with getting the little cap off. I'm gonna dip this in the setting powder, tap it on my arm to get off the residual powder to smooth it out, and then tap the remaining setting powder on my eyelid to set my eyelid before we put any eyeshadow on it. We're gonna be using a different setting powder later for the under eye. So we're gonna go into the Beachside Babe palette now, which I set down in front of me. I have no idea what kind of look we're going to do, but we're gonna start with this shade down in the corner called Lounger. It's like a peachy shade, and we are going to work that in the crease of the eye. It is a color we're gonna have to build up a little bit. just gonna tap it on my eye first, and then I like this shade because it's like a peachy, and I got concealer in my eyebrow. We're gonna have to fix that later. I just realized somehow I got concealer in my eyebrow, but it was okay. Now I'm going to take that same shade, well, not the same shade, the shade next to it, which is called Parcel. It's a little deeper, and put also in the crease to build up that first color. I put it high, like almost up to my eyebrow, because when I open my eyes sometimes the shadows get lost and I want you to be able to see the shadow. So if I get closer to you, you can see how high it's kind of going into my eyebrow. And then let's take the shade Coconut, which is this top shade here, this one, and put this on the outer portion of our lid. And sometimes it helps if you tilt back. And on top of Coconut, we're gonna take this shade called Sand and put that over top of Coconut. We're still putting this on the outer corner, and then blend Coconut and Bikini together for the outer corner, just going back and forth. And for the inner portion, we are going to use a shimmer. So I'm gonna take this flat brush and dip into the shade Vacay. It's a gold shimmer, and put that close to the inner corner. I'm gonna start at the inner corner and bring that in towards Bikini and Coconut. I didn't spray my brush yet. I just want to get it laid down too, and then I'll go in with my finger, but I'm gonna spray my brush first before I go in with my finger. So we're just gonna use this setting spray to spray the brush. The setting spray has a powerful mix. This works better when it's wet. But now that my eyelid is a little wet, I'm gonna take my actual finger and dip into Vacay here. And you can see the gold on my finger. And I'm gonna tap the gold in place. And our eye look is done. I like it. So I would say this is a good palette. You just have to spray your shimmers or use your finger or do both. Colors in here I really like. I want to go back into this palette and do greens. Like I want to take all the greens in here and do an eye look. So I'm going to go off camera, do the other eye, and I will be back. Hi guys, I'm back. I finished the other eye off camera. Now we're going to get into complexion. So for primer, we're going to be using the Bakerie butter stick. It actually does look like a butter stick. It has the little measurements on the side. Bakerie has the most funnest packaging for makeup I've seen. And you pull the top off and there's your stick. But before we put on primer, our moisturizer has been on our face since the beginning of this video. So I'm going to spray some setting spray. The bottle actually tells you to spray this hydrating mist before you put on your primer. So I'm going to do that. It's locked. I locked it. Unlock it. Just twist it the other way. Now that I've drenched myself in that hydrating mist / setting spray, I'm just gonna fan my hands over my face to get it a little bit dry. And I am going to prep my lip with this Lunar Magic hydrating lip balm in the shade Lemon. It's in the shade Orange. Sorry. It smells like oranges. So while our lips are prepped, and we're going to take our butter stick primer. It looks like this. I just rolled it up a little bit. I don't know the best way to apply this, but I'm just gonna use it like I would do any stick, like rub it up and down my nose, on my face, on the top of my lip, like so. And then I'm going to take my kabuki brush, and I'm going to be using for my foundation to run over my face to make sure the primer gets in my skin. I'm just gonna do circular motions like I would do with my foundation, just to make sure it is blended in properly, and hopefully to keep my face in lock in the moisture. I think my face looks pretty glowy, or I don't know if it's products or just glowy from the heat. So I can't be too sure, but I'm pretty sure it's from the hydrating mist and primer, but I can't be 100% sure because I think my face looks a lot glowier than when I started this video, but you guys will let me know in the comment section. So we're gonna spray face one more time just with this hydrating mist, like little small spritz, and let it dry. And for foundation, I am going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter in the shade 5.5. Now to reshape my kabuki brush, because it is a little misshapen, I'm just going to take the palm of my hand and run my kabuki brush in my hand to get the shape that I want, and then smooth it and press it a little bit with my hand like so. And we are going to try one pump for one side of my face, and then we'll do another pump for the other. That was not a big enough one pump, so I'm just gonna do two and see how we get. It would probably be easier if I just look in the mirror instead of do that. I thought that would be enough foundation, but it is not, because only one side of my face is done. I need to pump again. For some reason my pumps are coming out very tiny. So for the opposite side, I'm just going to use 2 more pumps, starting at my forehead. I like to draw it on my face and then blend it in. Let's break out the mirror. I can get it perfectly. I have a lot of redness on one side of my face, so it's like really popping on one side. So I'm just going to leave some of that redness peeking through because I don't want to put on any more foundation. I would normally blend this foundation down to my neck, but since I'm not going anywhere and I'm just filming this for YouTube, I will not be blending. I think it looks good. Now that we are done with foundation, we're going to move on to concealer. And I want to lighten up my face a little bit, so I'm going to use Air Hug concealer that I used on my eyes earlier. I'm just going to put a dot of that concealer on my forehead, some dots on my cheek, on both sides, on my chin, and wipe it on the underarm because I want to lighten this a little bit. So now that the dots are there, I'm going to spray my face in settings where to get it all wet. And I need my mirror back for this. While my face is still drenched, I'm just going to take my kabuki and blend that concealer in, keeping it contained to the spots that I put it on my forehead and my cheeks. I use that concealer to lighten a little bit. And then I'm going to go in with a different under eye concealer. Now for my underarms, I'm just going to take this beauty sponge from earlier and tap, just keep tapping in my underarms because I want those to be a little light. But since this concealer is very light for me, I'm going to take the Tarte concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Glow Wand. This is what it looks like. And I'm going to under my eye. And I'm also going to put it in this little smile line here on both sides of my mouth there. I find this one to dry quickly, so I didn't put it on the other side of my eye yet, but I did put it on both sides of my smile line. I'm just bringing that back to my eye. I'm going to be trying out a powder puff soon because I've been seeing online, of course, how flawless people's makeup have been looking with a powder puff, and I want to try it. I want to try the powder puffs. I gotta do. Sometimes the concealer doesn't want to stay stand up for me. I'm also gonna run this down my nose, especially on the tip of my nose, and then we're gonna blend it out with the sponge. We'll start with the nose and then we'll start with the other part. I've always been wondering, like in my videos I cut out the parts where I'm not talking. Like, do y'all want to see the blending process with like music underneath, or do y'all like seeing when it's all blended? Because sometimes blending can take a while. Or like, do y'all want to see that in a video? Like, just do it completely, leaving in everything one day? Let me know down in the comment. Now we're going to go from, we're going to do some blush and some bronzer, but trying to decide, are we going to use this liquid bronzer I have here? Because if we're not going to use this, I'm going to powder my face now. Let's see. I'm going to try this on my kabuki brush and see. I should clean this up. This is from, I have no idea how you say that, but I'll put it on the screen. I put it on my kabuki. Now, I don't know if this was a good idea or not, but we will try it. Honestly, I'm just experimenting. The brush, it really soak this out as soon as I put it on my face, and it looks a little, you guys can see that. I don't like it, so we will not be putting it on the other side. We will leave it. I will press it in with the side of the sponge, but we're gonna use powder bronzer. I like that it added a somewhat of a glow, but it's kind of disappeared. I do have a powder bronzer. It's also from Iconic London. I'm going to just tap in this one. I love the curve of this brush because it can get the curve of your cheek. And I'm just going to brush and stamp this bronzer in on both sides. You guys can see it. I'm definitely gonna blend it out on both sides. I might have put too much bronzer today. Bronzer was not my thing, but it is okay because I'm not going anywhere, so it'll be okay. But each side of the bronzer, I just kind of tapped it in and it looks okay, I think. I think it looks okay for now. I'm just gonna put on some blush. We're gonna use the Secret Garden 3D Blush Glow from Eloise. This has some pretty packaging. And I'm going to use this very bright bubblegum pink blush. It is a very powdery blush. I'm using the blush to cover up the bronzer. So if this is very blush heavy, you know why. Especially on this side. I wouldn't normally fit with that much blush on, but it'll do for today's purposes. Because this side of my face looks bruised and this side does not. But we're just gonna go with it, and then we're gonna tone it down. Like, I think this blush is a lot. We're gonna try and tone it down, but like I said, I'm not actually going anywhere, so I'm okay with the mistakes and leaving in mistakes. I don't always get it right. I'm not a professional. I just like doing it. So, and the more I do it, the better I'll get. And yes, the blush is definitely heavy-handed. I want to just spray my face really quick before we go into, wow. Okay, my face is a little wet, so we're just going to tone and tap. Then we're going to throw on a lip. Since we have so much blush on, I think highlighter is very unnecessary right now. So it looks better, a little bit better, except for this side. This side of my face I do not like. This side I like a lot better. This side is enough. The eyes I like, the foundation I like. The blush and bronzer on this side is a no. This to me is a yes, but it is okay. So before this gets into more crazy territory, we're gonna leave off highlighter today and go into lips. Okay guys, I'm back. I kinda sorta wiped off the blush I had on. I really didn't like it, and like I said, it's okay. Usually I do blush and bronzer better than what I did today. I tried to blend it out. I blended it basically away except for a little bit on this side, and there's a little bit on this side. It looks a lot better than, see, I think this looks a little better than what it did, but everybody has bad makeup days. Good thing I am not going anywhere, because I would do this all over again. I am happy with the eyes though. The eyes I like, the eyeshadow I like. It's the base that I made mistakes on. So, but I like to keep my videos real. When you make a mistake, you can either choose to wipe it off and start over, or leave it, and when you watch the footage back, you'll see where you went wrong. So we're gonna go in with our lips now. We're just gonna go in with this VK Cosmetics lip in the shade Bubbly. I'm not gonna put a lip liner. And then we're gonna take the Fenty Heat Gloss in the shade Lemon and put it over top of this. I love this color. It's not too red. It's like that pinky red and I like it. I like this color. I feel like this bubbly shade is the perfect summer color. And now we're just going to take the Fenty gloss and put it over top. Now I have heard that the Fenty Heat Gloss can sting your lips. So, but I love the yellow, and the lemon shade is definitely for summer. If you hear something in the background, it doesn't smell like lemon, but it smells good. It's definitely giving me that glossy feel that I love. The gloss is not sticky. Okay, between the eyes and the lips are my favorite. You guys already know how I feel about complexion, and the crazy part is the complexion products are everything I've used before. Maybe this time I just didn't take my time as well as I normally do. I love the Fenty gloss over top of this. I feel a little tingle, but not too much. I love this combo for sure. I feel a little tingle with the heat gloss, not too much. I'll update you if I feel anything else somewhere on this video when I go to edit it. But I love this combination. Yeah, I'm starting to feel the tingle, especially in the middle of my lip. It is there, but it's not like so bad that it hurts. But I like it. Let's see what else I like. Oh, we didn't. Okay, since I didn't set my face and I already put my lips on and I already don't like how this looks, we'll use the Dominique Cosmetics translucent powder. I want to give this a fair shot with a base that I like, so we'll leave this for next time. This liquid bronzer, I've used it before and did not like it. I've tried applying it with a brush, tried a sponge, still don't like it. So I think there's not that much in here. So I think I'm just gonna get rid of this completely, but everything else I like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any tips that you want to leave down in the comments, or tell me what you want to see next. I think next we'll try the Fenty eyeshadow, and we'll try the translucent setting powder from Dominique Cosmetics. And we also have June BoxyCharm on the way. If you want to see what I picked up for my June BoxyCharm choices, check out my previous video, because that was my last video. And there's a bunch of different shorts and stuff out there that you guys can look at. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Remember, I'm always thinking of you, sending my love, and bye for now.